Hello everyone, and today I have created tailwind, which is basically a CSS utility library using the JavaScript DOM manipulation only. So, let's understand what is this utility first. So, earlier, what we used to write our CSS is basically this is the element, and in here we write CSS attribute, and then we write this at classes, and then we design our CSS here. But now, what my intentions are is basically I should write that CSS in the inline, and instead of this long form, I should customize it in my own way, just like this. For the font size, I will be using the text large. For the font weight, I will be using the font bold. And for the text line center, I will be using the text center. And in this way, I would just simplify that. Utility means simplifying something that we are using frequently. So we are simplifying our task. And how we are doing that, that is the challenge. And how I tackle the challenge, I will be explaining you further. So, okay. So first, let's see, is this looks like the tailwind CSS somewhat? So you can say that, yeah, somehow it is looking like a tailwind CSS, but it is not. So what it is basically our own tailwind, which we are going to recreate now. So let's see how we are going to do that. So until now, I know that this is the thing which I have to implement. Like if I write this thing, this CSS, what does it means? It will be doing, and then it will apply that CSS which I have here written intentionally onto my DOM. So first of all, what will be our first step? These things, whatever it is written, it will be loaded beforehand when of my DOM loads. So basically, whenever my DOM contents load, this work has to be done. What is that work? It should decode this and apply that inside my DOM. Okay. So what are the steps that you can think of? Let's think it together. So firstly, I can see that this is the thing which I have to firstly load. So why not first grab these things together and then apply on them? So if I have to grab this thing, how will you grab this? Mhm. If you have to grab this div, how will you grab this? With using this attribute. Using the You can grab this using the query selector, query query selector all, right? You will use this query selector and just grab those element on which this class has been applied, chai class, or this attribute has been applied. You just grab it. So that grabbed element will be like this: div h3 np. Suppose these are the element on which this chai attribute has been applied. So this query selector all will return me this thing. Okay. Now we have the elements on which this attributes have been applied. Okay. Now what I have to do? I just have to go to each of these elements and then try to decode the string that is written here. So how will I do that? Let's deep dive into that. So basically this chai code, not chai code, but it's chai class. So this chai class attribute has this text have been written. So let's try to grab this text, because this is the thing which I have to understand. So I'll just grab this text and write it here. So what is the thing how with which I will grab this text? So I will be using the get attribute method to get attribute method to grab this text. And once this text is grabbed, this is the thing, and I will be doing this on each and every elements. Okay, now I have the attributes on which I have to find its meaning. So what I will be doing is, so basically let's separate these things. There are two things, it might be three or four or 100 things. So let's separate out these things and these things separately and put it inside an array. And for that, how will I do that? I'll just have to, where it is, I'll just have to put them into array. And how will I do that? Uh, I can do that with a method, or just split it out now with the help of this space join methods. Just do this. And the process with which we are doing is called parsing. Why this is not working? And to make it work, okay, here it will run. It is called parsing. So with the help of this parsing, I'll parse this string into this array. So that process is called parsing, nothing, just a fancy word. And now I get the token. I just set these things as tokens, and inside this, everything is token. So I called this as token, this as token. Now what I have to do? I just have an array, and on the array I can just iterate on this array, and on iterating I just have to find out the meaning of this thing. On iterating I just have to find out the meaning of this thing. And if I have to find this meaning, how will I tell that in English? I just have to resolve. I just have to resolve this thing which is written here into its meaning. And now I get its meaning, and just apply that. So this is the entire steps that I have to perform in order to parse, or in order to load those content on my DOM depending on what I have written. Let's recall the steps that we have performed. So basically, first I have to grab the elements. This is the element. Now I have to extract this text as we talked of. Then from this text, I have to just parse this text into this array. This is the parsing step. And from here, I just have to find out the meaning of this token and this token. So here is the meaning: font size 20. It means font size 20. This font bold means font weight 740. Okay. And now after that, I just have to apply this on my DOM. So these are the steps that we are going to perform. And let's see what we have to do is, whenever my DOM loads, whenever whenever my DOM loads, I have to perform perform some task. And is the thing that we have to keep in mind whenever the DOM loads? So basically this is the function document dot add event listener. I will apply an event listener which will be DOM content load. So whenever the DOM content loads, I will perform this function. अरे यार ये क्या है? I'll perform this function. And what does this function will do? This is the function init. Hmm, अरे, this function should run. Okay. So whenever my DOM content loads, this function should work. And what is this DOM init function? Let's try to do that. This init function is the steps that we have talked of here. So these are the steps that we are going to write in the DOM init function. So the first part is done. Whenever the DOM content loads, perform the task. So we have just delegated that. So whenever the DOM content loads, I have to perform this task. And what is inside this task? These are the things that we are going to do. And let's start with the things which we are going to do. So we have to run this function init. Yes. So we have to perform some tasks. And what are the tasks? So firstly, we have to, basically what we have right now is this thing. Okay. This thing we have. So we have to, and there will be array, there will be various things here. So some other things would be written here. This will be peep tag or something, some other tag. It will be like h3, let's say. So we have to just grab the items on which this attribute is present. So how will I do that? So let me write the first step. So first step is grab the elements on which my chai class attribute b is present. And how will I grab that? We know the answer, right? So we will be just document dot query selector all. Just grab this, and what this will be giving? This will be giving us an array. So this will be like elements equal to an array, something like this, h3, something like this. So we just grab the elements, and if I have to print it for you, I just have to write the console.log elements. So we will be getting here elements. Now what we have to do? We have grabbed the elements here. So we have grabbed all the elements. Now I have to walk through every element. Firstly go add this element, then this one, and then perform some task. So basically I have to apply this for loop on the elements. So elements dot for each. On the each element I call this as element, and then this function will run. So now I'll be getting each elements one by one. Firstly I'll get div, then h3, then p. Oh here, div, then p, then h3. So now this element is what? Okay, I get this element, and from the element how will I get this thing? Simple. If I have to grab that thing, so I will be using the element dot get attribute, a double t, attribute, and then in the attribute I have to just write chai css. So I'll get this element. Now once I get these elements, I just have to, what I have to do? Once I get this element, I'll get these elements. Now once I get this element, I have to just parse it to get the tokens. So I have to parse this. So I'll get the tokens when I parse this. Okay, now I have the tokens. What are these tokens? I get these tokens, first this one, then this one, and if you have to see it here, so these are the attributes, right? From that, now when I parse this, I'll get this token. How will I parse it? That is the other thing. But what we are going to do is we are trying to create a flow and see how easily it can be done. So once I pass this in the token, I'll get this array. So in the token, I'm getting this array. Now what I have to do? I have to walk through every token and then perform some tasks. So let's first walk through every tokens. How will I do that? Simple. Run the loop tokens tokens dot for each. How what I will be getting here? I will be getting token. Once I get the token, what I have to do? Once I get the token, I have to find its meaning. So I have to just resolve, and once I get resolve this, I have to apply it. So just resolve const, basically resolve. Yes, so will be resolve the token. And what this will return? What will it return? It will return me the styles which I have to apply. CYLES styles which I have to apply. And once I get these styles, I just apply the CSS. Apply apply CSS. CSS on this token, this element, and this token, right? So this is the simple steps that we have to perform. Firstly, grab the elements. So firstly, grab the elements. Then on each elements, iterates and find out the token. So on each element, I am iterating and finding out the token. Currently, I have only P. So on the P, I have iterated and find out this attribute. Then this is the token. From there, I have to just resolve the token. So I have to just resolve this one, this one. So once I resolve it, I found that this means this thing and this font bold means this thing. Once I get that, I just apply those CSS on my DOM and then everything is sorted. So my next question should be, how should I try to write these functions? How will I parse this or how will I resolve this? And how will I apply the CSS on my code? So let's try to do that. So I have to just, let's see what is left for us. So basically this parsing thing is left. So just write this function here. Function parse. I have to parse, and what is the thing that it is getting in the input? So the parse is getting the string. This thing, this one is getting a string as an input. This is string. This is the string. This string is getting in the input. So how will I write this? Let's write it as chai class string. I have to parse this string. And how will I parse that? Simple. Chai string dot split on the basis of spaces. Simple. And return this return, return this. And for the sake of simplicity, I just no. So this is the thing which we are doing. I'm just parsing this. And once I parse this, I'll just have to resolve it. And what is the thing in the resolve? Let's see. Function resolve, resolve. What is the in here token? So here it is token, token, and it will simply return me the. Suppose there are T Y P O G R A P H Y typography and token or theme token. So whatever the things I will pass it in this pipe. Okay. So it will resolve me, and what will be there in the typography? So basically typography is nothing but just a map. How? Basically I've written a map. Text SM, it means font size should be 14 pixel. Text base, it means font size should be 16 pixel. Similarly, if it is written text right, it means text align will be right. And then I'll just have to map it down. I'll just have to map it down. Simple. Let me explain you from here. So what resolve is doing is it is taking a token, and this token is going in each and everything. If it is for typography, it will resolve this typography. It is for theme, it will resolve the theme. For the simplicity, I am writing this for the typography itself. Now I have created a map in which I have written that what does this text means in the core CSS. So text SM means this thing. Text base means this thing. I put it in the map. Similarly, I put everything for that. Now this map is returning me this thing. So it means this thing will return me this thing, right? This thing, this object. Matlab means it will be returning me the actual CSS which we have to write. Okay. So now we get that this is returning me the actual CSS which we have to write. Now comes this part, the apply CSS part. function apply CSS token. Now here the token basically what it is not the token, but I have to apply the styles now. These are the styles, and the styles are what? These things, and there will be several things. So I just have to iterate on each and every style. So for const key in styles, I just have to iterate on each keys, and element dot style का key equal to style style का key styles key. Okay, so whatever will be the style is present, just put that inside the actual DOM. So now we have created our actual process. Now let's try to see if it is working or not for us. So we'll create an HTML5, then HTML5, and just load this script tag with the src, and in the src it will be index.js. Now this entire file has been loaded. Now what I have to do? I have to just write the classes. So let me take a simple p paragraph and let me open this for you if this does not bothers you, and then let me open, let me write here chai UI. Chai UI. Let's see if this is working or not. So for that we have written here chai class. So we have to write this chai class here. Uh, Chai class is equal to, what are the classes that we can give here? So here it is written that we can give text XLG, text XL, font bold. So let's take two things, text LG. So we'll take two things, text LG, and then what was it? It was font bold. So let's see why. Let's see, is it working? No, it is not. Hmm. Why is it not working? I have loaded this here. ठीक है, फिर मैंने लिख दिया तो काम तो करना चाहिए. Why is it not working? Hmm, content load, then grab the elements. This the element, then get attribute chai. Yes. Okay, so here you have to write this thing na. You have the attribute chai class, but you are writing chai css. See, this worked. uh, when I just did this, it worked. So this is how we make our own uh, tailwind. It was a basically brief overflow. If you put this things inside a clear code structure, then that will be looking very fine to you. So I just have to create some files and then put these things inside those files separately, so our file will be more modular and scalable. We can try create that. So basically this is the code structure, the first code. Then in the core I have the engine, which is the init function, the steps that uh, is written. And for the each step, just like parser, I've written here parser. And for the resolve, I've written here resolver. And for the apply styles, I've written here apply styles. So parser, let's see what is there in the parser. Parser, we are taking the CSS strings. Earlier also, here also we have taken the strings, and then here just returning this string. But here why it is written, because someone can add some more spaces. So for that tackling edge cases and this one edge case. Okay. Now in the resolver, I have these resolvers like uh, uh, spacing, layouts, colors, topography, border or effects, size or display. And in the apply simple object dot assign, what is the thing we are doing with the for loop? This is a shortcut method for that. And in the utilities, I have these borders. Simply what I have written, border 1 pixel solid theme dot border base. Basically here is the theme, chai theme, nothing fancy. In the effects, let's see about the spacing. So in the topography, it's text SM. It means font size itna. Akshar chota means text small. Similarly, text SM or akshar chota, it will print this. It's text base or akshar saman 16 pixel. So something like that. Now you're getting that it is not very hard. And in the X script, I have built or chase something else. Okay, so this is my thought process for building that. I will. So if you have to use this in your code, what you have to just do it, just come here at this npm package at the rate gaurav009 slash chai ui, then just have to copy this cdn and paste it here. Then basically you have to write some code. So let's write something. So sip the chai. And if I have to come here and then just read out, so for the color we have piche chai, piche cream color or piche masala tea. So go with the uh, let's go with the piche chai. It's piche chai color. So the background will be the chai color background. So I have to write here chai css, then this. So its background is something like this. And if I have to write like this, piche cream, so background will be cream. Now you can see background. Let's put it like this. And then I need some margin here. So I will be writing किनारे से चार. See, किनारे से चार. So it has added padding also. Now for the topography, it says akshar chota or akshar saman, akshar bada. Let's take this akshar bada. So how will it do? Nice. And this text is black. If I have to write it white, then how will I do that? Let's find it inside the text section. Color? No. Spacing? No. Layout? No. Yeah, here. Likhavat. Writing. So here likhavat chai, likhavat masala, likhavat safed. So we need white. So it will be likhavat safed. Likhavat safed. Now this turns out to be white. Easy peasy. And then if I have to change the topography, akshar bada, akshar saman, let's bold it down. So I'll just write likhavat mota. Nice. And uh, goal kinara, somewhere goal kinara. So it is rounded now. See here, see here. Oh, it is control set. Why? It's cool now, rounded. So this is how this works. And yeah, this is it for this assignment. And let's see how it goes.